The fix is in, right? We've solved our problem. Jaxson Dart, we're going to insert him at quarterback for the New York Football Giants. Does that solve our problems? I would argue it does not. But what I'll show you is how Jaxson Dart can be successful. Russell Wilson went through it, right? You're down 2 scores here. I'm going to show you why Jaxson Dart being the quarterback isn't necessarily the end-all be-all. We got some work to do. First play, there's nowhere to throw. Where am I going to throw this football? All right, so I got the routes. I got these little stick concepts, little Omaha, right? But as you watch it play out, show me where you're supposed to throw the football. Jaxson, where are you going to throw the ball? We'll see. Nowhere here, right? So what does Russ do? He throws it away, throws it to the back of the end zone, right? I get that. Now we're in a situation where we just got a penalty. Now there's nowhere to run. How are we going to run the football? We got to run quarterback draw. We're going to do this with Jaxson Dart. Absolutely, we're going to run quarterback draw. But it gets stuffed. I'll show you from the end zone why it gets stuffed. This looks favorable, right? We got the box count. They're asking, why didn't we score here, Russ? We got to put someone else in. Well, I would argue that maybe not. Maybe that's not going to solve it. We got to play better. The entire group has to play better. We can't get bench pressed at right guard. We can't collapse this hole. Because I would argue Lamar Jackson's not scoring here. Josh Allen's not scoring here. I don't know who's scoring here. We got to fix that. Nowhere to run. Okay? Next play. We're going to run a little choice concept. Up at the top, I'm going to bring the motion in. We're going to run a little concept that we like to call choice. All right? And as we snap it, I'll show you. There's probably a tight window here. You possibly can throw this ball in this outbreaker. This guy's going to be doubled. You can say, come over here to the spot. All right? That's not his read. He's not looking over there. He's looking over here. So we look at the top. How do we throw this? How do we make this work? Got to throw it. If you're going to get anything out of this play, that's the throw. It's tight. I understand. Russ didn't throw it. Maybe that's why he's not in anymore. We'll go to the next play, and I'll show you that at the last play of the game, right, when you're sitting here and you're in the pocket, you got to let it rip. Jaxson Dart, you got to let it rip. Because this is what happens in the football world. As everything's going against Russ, everyone's against him. Russ is just not confident enough to let this ball rip. And Jaxson, when you go in, you got to let it rip. So what's going to happen here is we're just going to throw everybody into the end zone. We're going to push up vertical. We're going to spot him up, and we got to find a throw. The throw is right here to the tight end. Right here in the end zone, you got to throw it on his hip. You got to let it rip. Let it rip, right? It's not open. It's not wide open. It's not a great play call, but I mean, how many play calls do you have for 4th and 10 from the 10? Not a lot. But what you have to do is you got to throw it. Jaxson, you got to let this thing rip to the tight end. If you do that, right, there's not a lot of easy answers out there for you schematically. But what you got to do as a young quarterback, you're going to come in. Josh Allen, right? When Josh Allen was with Brian Daboll, they used his legs. They're going to use your legs, Jaxson, right? You got to use your legs, create some first downs with those, and then as you get the opportunity, push the ball vertically down the field. You just got to throw them, man. You got to let them rip. Giants, you can do this. It's an 0-3 start. It's not great, but you got an opportunity for a little bit of that groundswell to maybe use some momentum, that young quarterback to step in and solve some of these problems. Let's see if he can do it. I'm pulling for you, brother.